Today we're looking at a survival mechanism that is incredibly common, but it rarely gets a name.
Yeah.
We're analyzing a text that breaks down the psychological concept of the invis child or the invisible child.
It sounds a bit like a ghost story, doesn't it?
Yeah,
But the source material is, well, it's strictly psychological.
right.
It's a deep dive into this whole strategy of learning to disappear just to stay safe.
Right.
But I think more importantly, the text really focuses on the exit strategy.
The way out.
Exactly. What it actually looks like to stop disappearing.
And that's really our mission today. We need to unpack what the source says it means to be, and this is a quote, definitely not an invis child. Because my first thought, my assumption was that the opposite would just be a loud, attention-seeking kid. But the text is very clear. It says, this is not that.
And that is such a crucial distinction, isn't it? The source defines the invis child as someone who learned to be quiet, undemanding, low impact.
Because visibility felt dangerous.
Precisely. So you might think the cure is to just become high impact or aggressive. But the source argues moving from self-abandonment to presence, it's not about volume. It's about presence without apology.
Presence without apology. I love that. Let's drill down on that. The text lists some really specific behaviors that mark this shift.
It does.
It contrasts hiding truth with staying connected.
Right. So if you're operating as an invisible child, you sort of erase your own signals, your needs, your opinions, all of it, just to avoid conflict.
You're prioritizing safety over connection.
Exactly. And the text suggests that healing involves taking up relational space naturally. It's not a performance, it's just remaining distinct.
The phrase from the notes that really, it just stopped me in my tracks was existing without pre-justification.
Oh, that is the heavy hitter of this whole piece.
It's such a specific feeling. The source describes it as the ability to just be in a room without feeling like you have to explain why you're allowed to be there.
Before you even open your mouth.
Yes.
It's the absence of that tax you pay for existing. The source says for the invisible child, presence feels like a burden they're imposing on others. So existing without pre-justification just means trusting that you don't have to apologize for your own presence.
But the text is also really clear that this doesn't make you fearless. I think that's an important nuance here.
A vital one. It says, and I love this line, fear no longer decides scale.
No longer decides scale.
You might still feel that old twinge of anxiety about being seen, but you don't shrink because of it. You don't compress yourself into a smaller shape.
It's a huge realization. The source puts it so plainly. You do not have to be small to be safe.
And that brings us to this idea of coherence, which is the word the text uses to describe true visibility.
Right. It says visibility isn't exposure, it's coherence. So for those of us listening who aren't psychologists, what do we mean by that?
Well, you can think of coherence as just alignment. The text describes it as the body being inhabited and the voice being used.
So your inside matches your outside.
Exactly. It's when your internal reality matches your external presentation. It's not a performance of, I'm tough or I'm nice. It's just reality. The self is just present.
And I love this part. The text frames this shift from invisible to coherent, not as an act of rebellion, but as repair.
That framing is so important. Rebellion is a reaction against something. It's still a fight.
Still exhausting.
Right. Repair is about the nervous system. The source calls it the repair of the moment where hiding felt necessary. So you aren't fighting the past, you're fixing the mechanism.
And life shifts from being avoidant to participatory. You move from watching your life to actually being in it.
That's it. And the source boils that end state down to 3 internal statements you can finally make. I am here, I count, and I don't need to disappear to belong.
It's a complete reclamation then. It removes the conditionality of love.
Yeah, you don't have to earn your space by being invisible or by being impressive. You just have it.
So to wrap this up, let's leave you with that one provocative idea from the text. Existing without pre-justification.
It's a really good question to ask yourself today. Where in your life are you still offering an explanation for your existence? Where are you pre-justifying your needs instead of just letting them be reality?
Something to think about. Thanks for listening to this deep dive.
Take care.